We are creating the unit circle. The first thing we're doing is writing down the quadrants. They are used to help figure out what parts are going to be positive and negative, like sine, cosine, and tangent, which will be used later on. You will see later on in the video how we get sine, cosine, and tangent. Now we are just writing the side lengths of the special right triangles. Now we are going to mark where the angle should be. You start by putting the angle at the origin and putting the side that the angle and the 90-degree angle meet on the x-axis, and then draw a line where the edge of the triangle and the edge of the circle meet. So you just continue this all the way around. It's 30, 45, 60 for the first quadrant. It is then 60, 45, 30 for the second. It is then 30, 45, 60 for the third, and then 60, 45, 30. And just remember, you put the angle at the origin, put where the angle and 90-degree angle meet the side on the x-axis, and then draw at the edge of the triangle and where the edge of the circle meet, and then that is how you get the points for your angles on the unit circle. Now we are writing in the angle measures. So the first angle will be 0 and 360, then 30, 45, 60, then we have 90, then we have 120, and you just keep going around the circle, filling in the angles. But you have to go, you start from the quadrantal, and then you add 30 to get the next angle, and then you add 15 to each of the angles to get the continuous. So like 90 plus 30 is 120, and then 120 plus 15 is 135, 135 plus 15 is 150, and that's how you do it. And now we are filling in the radians, and to get the radians you just do the angle pi over 180 and simplify, and that is how you get your radians. So 30 pi over 180 ends up simplifying to pi over 6, and you just continue all the way around the circle until you fill in all the radians for all the angles. Next, we are writing the acronym ACTS, A-C-T-S, and each letter stands for what is going to be positive in that quadrant. So like the first one, A would be all or positive. 2, S, sine is positive. 3, T, tangent is positive. And 4, C, cosine is positive. So now we are going to do the sine and cosine of the angles. And this is where we go back to our special right triangles to get the sine and cosine. So like the sine of 30 degrees on the special right triangle ends up being 1 over 2. And the cosine of 30 degrees is square root 3 over 2. And you do that for all the angles, and you just have to use the special right triangles, and that is how you get your sine and cosine for each of the angles. So like 120 is the same as 60 degrees, and cosine is 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2, because the acronym S means just sine is positive, and everything else, tangent and cosine, would be negative. And the final step is writing the tangent for the angles. You go back to your special right triangles and you do tangent. So like the tangent for 30 degrees is square root 3 over 3, and the tangent of 45 is 1, and the tangent of 60 degrees is square root 3. And then you just go around and you do the same thing as you did sine and cosine and fill in all your tangent. And that is all these steps of creating the unit circle, and this is the final product with everything filled in on it. I hope this video was informative and helps you figure out how to create the unit circle.